Hi ladies, I'm back again. This is your January kit. I've seen lots of these cards zooming around Facebook, and I thought I think the ladies might like to make that. Now, lots of the cards that I've seen on Facebook, all of these flowers are done with stamping and embossing. Now obviously, because this is a postal kit, we can't do stamping and embossing. So I figured we would have to do it an alternate way until we eventually get back to a card social. Then we'll do stamping and embossing again. Maybe ish. So you should have hopefully all received your kit by now. I did mean to do this video yesterday, but I'm afraid my house got in the way. I had to do, you know, the HW stuff. So here we go. This perhaps shouldn't take too long, because this is a relatively easy card to make, because all the pieces have been cut for you. So it will make it somewhat simpler for you. If you're doing it yourself from scratch, then it will probably take you a fair amount longer. All right, so just to tell you that if you had circle dies and you wanted to make this particular card, I used an 8-inch square card base, okay, and the circle dies you would use would be 6 inches and 5 1/4 inches to get your circles, but that's only if you wish to go that way. I did manage to design this on the Cameo, so I do have an SVG file. If anybody wants it, just private message me and I'll with your email address, and I'll email it to you. Okay, and then maybe at a card social or something like that, we could do circle dies using circle dies. Now, as regards the flowers that you'll be using, this is what I used. Okay, this is Delicate Asters by Heartfelt Creations, and I only used these 3, okay, and this leaf. But you can use literally any flower that you want, anything that you know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You just use whatever flowers you fancy, whatever floats your boat. In fact, you don't even have to use flowers. If you had other embellishments, anything, you could just put it round the circle and just make it however you choose. But if you're doing flowers, in this particular case, I had 4 big flowers. Okay, so I had 4 big flowers and 6 of the medium, 2 small. I used 8 aster leaves, and I had 8 of John Next Door leaves, which are these ones. All right, but as I say, you can use anything. Seriously, you can use anything you choose. I use this Happy Birthday, which is a tonic Happy Birthday. All right, so that's the list of stuff. Now you're going to need just your basic tools, glue. I've got 2 varieties here. You may need a pair of these for your stamens, unless you have some other amazing thing that will work. You also, believe it or not, will need, I'm hoping you can see this tiny little piece of wire is what I use to take the stamens through the hole. Okay, I'm using an embossing mat, my embossing tools, maybe, I can't remember. No, I'm using a bone folder. A bone folder, tweezers, pokey tool, slightly bigger pokey tool to make the hole slightly larger, skizzers, and we're on a roll. So you start with, this is your card base, okay? This is your 8x8 circle cut out, folded in half. Now you should have 2 pieces of these. I'm hoping to goodness sake that you did get everything in the kit. We'd be in trouble if we didn't. But it wouldn't be anything new, knowing me. Right, so we're going to stick these pieces on, one on the front and one on the back. Alright, so I will just go ahead and do. Isn't it a shame we're not live? You could be crafting along with me, couldn't you? If I could figure out how to do it, I would, but I'm not that good. Okay, one down. Leaving a small border all the way around. That should work. There we go. Spin it round. How have you all been anyway? I hope you're all doing well. Have any of you managed to have a jab yet? I haven't. I'm too young. Not really. My aunt's having hers on Friday. We're going to take her across to get it done. She is nearly 79, bless her. Okay. That should be about right. Yes, we're good, good, good. Okay. So that's done. Now we're going to move to the inside. Alright, now you should have 2 pieces like this. Alright, these not quite circles. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to stick these like this, right butt up to the edge, but only to the crease. Alright, so I'm going to use this shimmer glue for this. So, I'm going to get my glue. Am I the right way? Yeah. And I'm just going to go all the way around the edge here. Like so. Trying not to make a mess. And then we're just going to put that on. Like so. Now there is a lovely lady on YouTube, Carol her name is. She's in the Chloe Stamp group, and she does a really good video of this card, making this card, but she does it from start to finish. So she actually shows you how to use the circle dies, how to measure it, how to cut it, and all that malarkey. Alright. Now she was very good, and I think if you were to watch it, you would find it quite good. So once you have that on, just flip it over, fold it in half. You're going to snip this off. Okay, because we don't want this little bit. Okay. So you've now got 1/2, okay? Now, when this lady Carol makes this card, she would then now put this bottom piece on. But she also then puts her acetate straight across the top. I didn't like that. I wouldn't, would I? So my piece of acetate is going to go across here. I'm just going to make it a little bit slimmer. I can't go too slim, because otherwise I won't have anything left to stick me message to. So I'm just going to put some of that there, put some of that there. What you don't want to do is to go over the crease, all right, because if you go over the crease it won't fit. You won't be able to fold your card. So just going to do that, spread that about with a bit of love. Let's just make sure it goes. Yes, 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 we're good. And then you get your happy birthday or whatever sentiment you want to use. All right, I'm just using the one that I've sent you all out, and we're going to stick that to it. So it's all good fun in the funny farm. Have you been all doing much crafting? I've been doing a little bit. Had a few orders come through, which was very nice. Being as I can't line dance, I still can't line dance. Okay, stick that on. Now, because I'm using shimmer glue, this will probably dry pretty quickly. Okay, so there we go with our happy birthday. Supposed to get it quite central. I'm not sure you quite swung that, Kim. And then you just cut off the excess like so. And now we will do the other half. All right, which will go around here like so. Let's take off the excess. There we go. And do exactly the same thing again, and just chop it off and make sure that we can still do that. Yes. Okay, we're on a roll. Yay, we're on a roll. Alrighty then, comes the fun part. We now have to add this. Okay, I'm going to start with the back piece, so that if I muck it up, it'll be at the back. Okay, so I'm going to put the glue all around there, get it all over the thing. There we go. So just gonna sit that on. Not bad, Mrs. B. There we go. So that's our back piece. All right. So now we're gonna do our front piece. And what you're actually going to do with the front piece is you're going to take the glue all the way around. Alright, so all the way around there. And then all the way around there. See if we can. Do this. There we go. Now if you're doing this and you want to strengthen this card, I would just cut out another circle in white, just one, and I would stick it to this front piece. Now I can't stand that up because it might ping. I'm just going to get myself a couple of pegs. The place that's most likely to come unstuck is there. So these are my freezer pegs. Just stick that on there like so. Okay, and you just put that to one side because while that's drying off, all right, we can then start the flowers. Okay, and just have a slurp. Cheers. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Now, here comes the fun. Okay, the shaping on these flowers, so simple. Okay, I know not everybody's got the same colour kit, but you've all got the same amount of flowers. All right, it is this simple. Just hold it firmly, and this is all I did. Just curled it with my bone folder. Perhaps I should have done these before I came on here. Okay, and then okay, ready. And then I done an alternate colour. Same thing again. I'm going to offset those. Alrighty. And then, so that was too big. And then I'm going with one medium. Obviously, if you're doing something different, have at it. You know, you can use vellum and acetate and all sorts of awesome pearl paper embossed on. That's really cool. So then this one will sit in the middle here. Okay, I'm just waiting for the heat gun to glue up, so I'm gonna I'm actually gonna whiz through these. Like so. I ought to get somebody to write me some dialogue and then I wouldn't go quiet. Okay, and then a medium. we'll sit in the middle. Did we actually turn the heat gun on? Oh yes, we did. Just be careful when you're doing this, because sometimes I pull too hard and I break the petals off. I'm then fannying about trying to glue them back on. Let's just put me lid back on me glue, otherwise we're going to run into strife. Okay then. And then a medium. What did we start with? That one. So you can see that it's the flowers that will take most of your time, because the actual card base is really quick. Super quick, in fact, the card base. Although my first one wasn't, because I did it with circle dies. It took me forever. In fact, I didn't like the base. That's why I went and designed it on the Cameo. Should have designed the flowers on it and all, then I wouldn't have spent hours die cutting them all. Okay, that's that one. Okay, so that's those. Then exactly the same thing with your next size. All right, this is probably super boring when you're watching this. I've been cooking up a storm as well. I've made my own pasties. Super impressed with myself. I do love my B-Row cookbook. I've been batch cooking for the freezer. Got 15 shepherd's pies out there. 10 spag bowls. Right, and so I do 2 medium. Alrighty, and then 1 small. Slightly different head in the middle of that one. Start with that one. Makes a right more royal mess, this does. Look, I'm getting bits everywhere, look. We've been decorating our bedroom. First time it's been decorated since 1992. I don't like changing things. I'm terrible, really. But we decorated it. I can't believe what you can do with a tin of fence paint, let me tell you. And sticky black plastic. It was like Blue Peter in there yesterday. But the fence paint on my wardrobes is awesome. Then Argos delivered 2 bedside table lamps tonight. Within 5 minutes of them arriving, I'd got them out of the boxes upstairs in the bedroom and plugged in. Poor old him indoors had to leave the TV to yank the bed out for me so I could reach the plugs. He's so good to me. He's complaining because we're not dancing. Bless his cotton socks. Okay, we're on a roll, we're getting there. I'm missing you all like crazy. Oh, I do miss seeing all my peeps. I'm hoping you're all well. That one goes on there. And we want a small one. You can just get on with it, this bit. You need to fast forward this bit because it's boring. Although you won't hear me waffling. Me? Waffle? Not on your live. Ready? Nearly there. Quite interested to see how this black and white one turns out actually. So we need, why do I seem to have an excess of let's cut too many. If you find you've got too many flowers, don't panic. You can either use them or ignore them. I'm quite sure this won't go in an envelope, so you may need to make a box. If you've got a spare flower, you could stick it on top. Okay, so the fun part. Now, I'm going to stick these together. Now I use a glue gun. You all know that. But some people don't like to use a glue gun. All right, so use whatever it is. You know, that you want to use. Ouch, that was hot. So offset. That's it. Try not to lose the flower. And again, offset. Okay, one. And I'll put them all together the same way. I mean, some people like to use, what's that stuff, Penny? 3D glue gel and all that malarkey. Well, I think if you're going to use all that sort of stuff, you will find putting the stamens in very difficult. All right, so I would advise you to not use that sort of glue because you've got to poke holes in it and that stuff goes really, really hard. Getting glue everywhere, look. Offset that. Something like shimmer glue. Yeah, shimmer glue would be good. 3. Like so. That's the big one. Got to do the small one. This is your medium size. A real good roll here. Just have some more tea. I really like this flower. I have another one, another flower that I really liked as well. Much the same sort of style as this, but it didn't have a really big one. And I wanted one really big flower at the back, which is why I went with that one. I managed to get myself a beautiful poinsettia die from Chloe's Stamps. Much thanks to Lorraine, because she let me borrow hers to see what it was like first. So I was well impressed with that. Okay, now before I attach any leaves to this, this is where we do the fun thing with the stamens. Okay, now what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got about 10 stamens here. And you see, I don't have them all at the same length. Can you see that? I have them at alternating lengths. Alright. And what I do is I fold them in half, like so. And I get this piece of wire, folded in half. Alright, this bit of wire. And I just hook it round them and clench. Okay, right in the centre. Just try not to pierce a hole in your hand, but this one isn't wide enough. So I then take this, put it in the hole, push it to the bottom. Okay, and I've got a nice big hole. Then I take this wire and I thread it through that hole. Now I can't physically pull that through, so I use my pliers, grab it and wiggle. Okay, and there you have your stamens. You have to do this with all of them. Alright, then unhook, and then what you do is, no, I'll show you that bit in a minute, otherwise I'll end up with it all falling apart. So, centre, slightly bigger one, all the way to the bottom, like so. Pull it off, and then you get your next 10 stamens, and again they're not all level. You don't have to use 10 stamens, it's up to, I just did. I've given you all, I don't know, 80 stamens, which should allow you to put 10 in each. You may not want to put 10 in the smaller ones, it's up to you. Okay, and depending on how far you pull it is up to you. You can go pull it all the way through or just a little bit of the way through. And then you've got to unhook that. These bits of wire come off of my pre-bought mulberry flowers. And when you chop them off, you know, you're only going to use the flower head and you have these bits of wire left. I did actually have some florist wire that my lovely sister Babe sent me. I can't find it. I don't know what I've done with it. So I'm gluing everything in. And I get the next 10. I quite like using the stamens. I think they make the flowers look quite interesting. To have all these pokey bits coming out. Some of you may have more strength in your hands to pull that through, but I'm afraid I don't. Hence the reason for the pliers. How cool is that? One more big one. Let's shimmy them about a bit. There we go. I don't like them to look too regimented. Gonna have to get myself some more florist wire. If anybody has got any ideas on what they want for next month's card social, give me a shout. I'll see what I can come up with. I might ignore it, come up with my own idea, or I could do something you want me to do. It's a little bit difficult when it's a postal kit. Some stuff that you may want to be doing I can't do because we'd all need the same thing, if you know what I mean. Let's just poke all these holes in here. So, I have to say I did enjoy making this card. I love the end result. Right. Oh, I nearly forgot I was on video then and started singing. Ooh, I could have blown your eardrums out. That's right. Made me smile, that has. I'm super glad all the snow's gone. I can't abide snow. It looks very pretty on a picture postcard, and that's the only place I want to see it. We're getting there, ladies. Told you this bit was boring. I do feel that there's light at the end of the tunnel as regards the COVID situation, with people getting their jabs. I'm thinking I might even go on holiday in 2022. If everybody's got rid of their lurgy by then. And maybe even we could get back to dancing and card socialing. Oh, and the thing I miss the most, I think when I see each and every one of you, I may have to cuddle you. I miss cuddling, I really, really do. You know, you say hello to your friends. I hate it when somebody comes. I mean, Christine came to the door the other day. She asked me to make her a card, and her sister-in-law had asked me to make a card. And you can't even offer them a cup of tea. You can't invite them in. You know, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Okay, that's all of that done. Now, you have some leaves here. So I'm just going to quickly give these a bit of a shape. It's a good job you can't see me, you know, because I haven't even brushed my hair yet. How naughty is that? Just a quick, you don't need anything fancy. There we go. Now these I put on the big ones. Or I have, I mean you don't have to. You can put them where you choose. You may not even want to use my foliage. I mean, you can go really wild with the foliage if you wanted to. But when you're making 16 kits all on your own self and your helpers can't even help you, it's not good. Okay, now all I do here is chop this off as close as I can to the bottom. Big bit of glue. And then you take a leaf and just set it across like that and hope it holds. There you go. So you have it. I'll get all the waffly bits off in a minute. Ooh. There we go. Alright, so that's one. Just put that there. And again, chop it off. Nice big bit of glue. And make it a leaf. Like so. There we go. Just need another glue stick. That way. Eee. There we go. Now on to these ones. Now I use the John Next Door dies with these ones. I don't really, I don't do much. I just like this. I mean, you can ink the edges. You can even do that on your flowers. Just ink the edges if you want to give them a bit more definition. Sometimes when I've got them like this, I'll lay them out next to each other, I'll ink up a word stamp. You know, you can get little stamps, little blocks, and I'll just stamp it on the top so you get little words all over them. Random doings like you do. Go. There we are. So, similar sort of thing. I literally chop it off. Bit of glue. Just put that there. That's it. And you just end up with something that looks like that. Ouch. Try not to do that. Ow, ow, ow. Another way to do this is to actually glue your flower down and then glue your foliage around it. But I found this to be a pretty quick way when doing this, when I was doing a lot. Okay. Last one coming up. Nearly finished, ladies. Oh, no, I didn't even need the other. I'll need that in a minute. Oh, nearly stuck it on upside down. That's it. Wait until you get to the last bit, Kim. Then stick it on upside down. Right. There we go. So now comes to the fun part. Right, I'm going to take my plugs off. Just make sure we're oh yeah, we're doing good. So I split it by doing this. So I would have one here, one here, one here, and one here. Entirely up to you how you do it. But I just bit of glue, and then on top, try not to stick it to you. Just hold it up right. That's it. And then another one. Down the bottom. Now obviously on my card I had these Nouveau drops, but you could use pearls. Alright, pearls, gems, anything. And we have one here. You can use a bit of sparkle. Be a bit nice, wouldn't it? I'd like to get some of that sparkalicious stuff from Chloe's. I'm thinking of asking my family for vouchers. I'd like to get some of that. It's not cheap, but it does look awfully nice when it's on some of the stuff. Now, come in between, like so. That. Make sure, yes I have, stuck it to the worktop. Make sure that's attached. So, oh, this is looking okay, isn't it? I quite like this. Ow, ow, ow. Of course, that's the downside of this flipping stuff is I keep burning my fingers. Okay. And there you go. A wreath card. All done. Apart from twirly bits. If you ever get these, if you ever do use a glue gun and you get all these bits, if you just get your heat gun at the end of your project and wave it over it, it will shrivel all them up. Okay. So, there you go, ladies. Wreath card. You can't see it now, can you? So you have to see it like this. Alright, I'm hoping that you enjoy making your wreath card as much as, you know, we're not together. It would be nicer if we were all together. But there you go, a wreath card. I really hope you enjoy making it. Please let me know how it goes. Send me your pictures because I make folders with them in. To share with you in a couple of years' time. Been lovely talking to you. See you again soon. Bye all.